We will not have failure, only success and new learning. The important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. Were women to unsex themselves by claiming equality with men, they would become the most hateful, heathen, and disgusting of beings, and would surely perish without male protection. We are not interested in the possibilities of defeat. They do not exist. Give my people plenty of beer, good beer, and cheap beer, and you will have no revolution among them. Just close your eyes and think of England. Since it has pleased Providence to place me in this station, I shall do my utmost to fulfill my duty towards my country. I am very young and perhaps in many, though not in all things, inexperienced. But I am sure that very few have more real goodwill and more real desire to do what is fit and right than I have. Nothing will turn a man's home into a castle more quickly and effectively than a dachshund. Beware of artists. They mix with all classes of society and are therefore most dangerous. I love peace and quiet. I hate politics and turmoil. We women are not made for governing, and if we are good women, we must dislike these masculine occupations. My dearest dear Albert sat on a footstool by my side, and his excessive love and affection gave me feelings of heavenly love and happiness I never could have hoped to have felt before. He clasped me in his arms, and we kissed each other again and again. His beauty, his sweetness and gentleness. Really, how can I ever be thankful enough to have such a husband? To be called names of tenderness I have never yet heard used to me before was bliss beyond belief. Oh, this was the happiest day of my life. May God help me to do my duty as I ought and be worthy of such blessings. I positively think that ladies who are always on scent quite disgusting. It is more like a rabbit or guinea pig than anything else, and really it is not very nice. Great events make me quiet and calm. It is only trifles that irritate my nerves. Do not to let your feelings, very natural and usual ones, of momentary irritation and discomfort be seen by others. Don't, as you so often did and do, let every little feeling be read in your face and seen in your manner. That book, the Bible, accounts for the supremacy of England. England has become great happy by the knowledge of the true God through Jesus Christ. We poor creatures are born for man's pleasure and amusement and destined to go through endless sufferings and trials. The Queen is most anxious to enlist everyone in checking this mad, wicked folly of women's rights. It is a subject which makes the Queen so furious that she cannot contain herself. I don't dislike babies, though I think very young ones rather disgusting. The greatest maxim of all is that children should be brought up as simply and in as domestic a way as possible, and that, not interfering with their lessons, they should be as much as possible with their parents, and learn to place the greatest confidence in them in all things. Bring me a cup of tea and the Times. A marriage is no amusement but a solemn act, and generally a sad one. I feel sure that no girl would go to the altar if she knew all. She was such a beautiful and sweet creature, and so full of tricks. You will find as the children grow up that as a rule children are a bitter disappointment, their greatest object being to do precisely what their parents do not wish and have anxiously tried to prevent. Oh, that peace may come. The Queen is most anxious to enlist everyone who can speak or write to join in checking this mad, wicked folly of woman's rights with all its attendant horrors on which her poor, feeble sex is bent, forgetting every sense of womanly feeling and propriety on alcohol. Total abstinence is an impossibility, and it will not do to insist on it as a general practice. I am every day more convinced that we women, if we are to be good women, feminine and amiable and domestic, are not fitted to reign. At least it is they that drive themselves to the work which it entails. The Queen has done all she could on the dreadful subject of vivisection and hopes that Mr. Gladstone will speak strongly against such a practice, which is a disgrace to humanity. No civilization is complete which does not include the dumb and defenseless of God's creatures within the sphere of charity and mercy. When I think of a merry, happy, and free young girl, and look at the ailing, aching state a young wife is generally doomed to, which you can't deny is the penalty of marriage. To the bishop who suggested the widowed queen now consider herself as married to Christ, that's what I call twaddle. Affairs go on, and all will take some shape or other, but it keeps one in hot water all the time. I would venture to warn against too great intimacy with artists, as it is very seductive and a little dangerous. The poor fatherless baby of 8 months is now the utterly broken-hearted and crushed widow of 42. My life as a happy one is ended. The world is gone for me, if I must live on, and I will do nothing to make me worse than I am. It is henceforth for our poor fatherless children, for my unhappy country, which has lost all in losing him, and in only doing what I know and feel he would wish. Being pregnant is an occupational hazard of being a wife. We placed the wreaths upon the splendid granite sarcophagus, and at its feet, and felt that only the earthly robe we loved so much was there. The pure, tender, loving spirit which loved us so tenderly is above us, loving us, praying for us, and free from all suffering and woe. Yes, that is a comfort. And that first birthday in another world must have been a far brighter one than any in this poor world below. He speaks to me as if I was a public meeting. I think people really marry far too much. It is such a lottery after all, and for a poor woman a very doubtful happiness. Lord Aberdeen was quite touched when I told him I was so attached to the dear Highlands and missed the fine hills so much. There is a great peculiarity about the Highlands and Highlanders, and they are such a chivalrous, fine, active people. Everybody grows but me.